My challenge is to go alone into one of America's deadliest places, the Rocky Mountains. Millions of people visit every year.
Quick.
2,000 don't return alive.
Gotta get right away.
I'm going into one of the most remote areas of the Rockies with only the clothes I'm wearing to show you how to be an ultimate survivor. Flying at 10,000 feet over the Rockies. Since most people who end up in trouble here are caught by surprise, my team has arranged one for me. At any moment, the pilot will tell me to jump. Where, I don't know. I don't have a map, spare clothing, water or food, not even a cell phone.
Go there, good luck.
My mission is simple. Use all my skills to get out alive in under 5 days. Camera crew will follow me on the ground, but the rules are very clear. No interaction with me is allowed. They can intervene only in a matter of life or death. Getting lost in the mountains can be terrifying and is much easier than you might think. In June 2005, an 11-year-old Boy Scout, Brennan Hawkins, was out hiking with his group when he just simply vanished. After 4 days of intensive searching, he was found severely dehydrated, only 5 miles from his camp. His rescuers believe that if it hadn't been the month of June, he would have died of hypothermia. If you do get lost like Brennan, try to keep calm and come up with a plan. And my plan is simple, to get my bearings and look for a river. There's an old rule that's a good one when you're lost in the wild. Find a stream or a river, then hunt for a track, because that will lead you to a road and safety. But that's easier said than done. Although it's September, the weather here can be really deceptive. During the day, like now, it's around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, but later at night it can drop to below 0. They say there are just 2 seasons in the Rockies, June and winter.
It's about 5 p.m. now and it's almost dusk. And there's probably only about an hour of light left. And the priority really for me now is to find shelter and something to eat. Okay, the key to building a shelter is you want something that's going to keep you warm, it's going to keep you dry, but above all, it's not going to expend a huge amount of energy to build. And what I'm going to do is make what they call a debris shelter. And it's really simple to do. All I do is always unpick this thing up. Drag it along, and I've got my base of it here. And then really just try and clear all these under branches and get all of this moss and pine needles. And I do this now on both sides, and then I need just to find loads of moss.
Moss like this for the roof is going to protect me from the wind and the rain.
This is going to be beautiful, and it's going to keep me really snug.
With temperatures approaching near freezing at night, the inside of the shelter could be as much as 10 degrees warmer.
And one of the most important things I've done here is really put masses and masses of the pine needles as a kind of ground bedding here. And the reason this is so important is you lose the majority of your heat through your body and through the ground. But with enough of this is going to hold the heat and insulate me above and below. Before it gets dark, I really need to get a fire going.
And the best way out here in the Rockies with all this dry pine and spruce is a hand drill method. Use your rock to make a notch in a log, and by rotating the drill, ignite a spark with very dry kindling. It's not easy. Be prepared, it can take a long time. This area is full of grizzlies, and they can smell food up to 20 miles away, so I have to be extra vigilant. I recently heard a story about a husband and wife team who were stalked by a grizzly in their campsite while they slept. The grizzly dragged the man away, ripping his scalp off. Luckily, the grizzly lost interest, and the couple both ran 10 miles before feeling safe again.
Just turning this camera on. I don't know if you can hear this, but there's definitely something scurrying around outside, and it's probably just a deer, but there you go, you can hear it again, can you hear? There's definitely something out here. I just heard a really heavy footstep out there, and I don't know, I'm gonna try and see if I see anything with the camera, but something that moved past the shadow of the fire. And it's so hard to tell what it is, but it sounded just... I don't like this at all. I don't like this. Come on over. There's definitely something moving. I just can't make out what it is. I haven't heard from it now for a few minutes, and it might well have just moved away, but sure as hell it knows I'm here. And it knows I've eaten food here. And I don't know a huge amount about bears. What I do know is that if they come into your camp and they see you there, you need to clear that camp and fast. It's the middle of the bloody night. It's just the middle of the night and I don't know. I just don't want to go charging off anywhere. But I just don't know what I'm meant to do.
I lay very still and silent for some time. I couldn't hear any movement outside. But if whatever was out there came back, I might not be so lucky. It was time to go.
I've just got to get right away from this area now. Moving at night is never ideal, but I've got just no choice.
At the moment, the camera lights are helping me move much faster.
One of the real dangers of moving at night time is just running off and then getting lost. And the easiest way of navigating when you haven't got a compass is just to use the heavens, use the stars. On a beautiful, clear night like this, you can easily pick out the North Star just by seeing the Big Dipper over there, taking the last two stars, the Big Dipper, and then going 1, 2, 3, 4, and that will point directly at the North Star. It's a star on its own. It's not the brightest star, but it's clear and it's on its own, and it's about the only star that won't move. You can't navigate by following other stars for more than about 15 minutes. They'll start to shift, but the North Star is a constant. It's that way. We want to be heading south, away from these mountains. People are often scared about moving at night time, but suddenly I just remember my time in Special Forces, we'd always only move at night time, and it's just a question of getting comfortable with it, slowing down and tuning in your senses. And you can hear there's a stream obviously nearby, and it's just learning to take it slow and feel your way, move branch aside, feel with your feet. And actually after about 40 minutes you get very, very good night vision, and under a clear sky like this where there's a strong moon, it can become almost easy as daylight, and once you get into that rhythm. I've been moving now for almost 24 hours, and I'm tired and I'm cold, and if I'm honest, I'm just a little bit scared that this grizzly's still in this area, and I really just want to get right away from here now.
This journey's beginning to seem endless. I've been out here in the Rockies for 72 hours, and I'm starting to wonder if I'll ever make it out by my 5-day deadline.
One of the things I'm finding hard at the moment is it's just missing company, I think. You know, as a climber, I'm always so used to to having a buddy right there with me. And I think it always gives you strength, just the fact that you're together. And I'm just, at the moment, if I'm honest, struggling, being so much on my own. And I just really miss just that encouragement, I think.
It's strange how you pass the time when you're lost in the wilderness. You don't really take in the beauty and the grandeur of the Rockies, for all the reasons most people come here in the first place. The snowcaps keep a frosting of snow all the year round, and if I can make myself stop and look, it's simply breathtaking. But right now, I only want one thing: to keep moving as fast as I can, so I can reach a road and safety. I was convinced I'd missed my 5-day deadline, when just like that, I found my salvation.
Oh man, I rode. It's been a long 4 days. But there's an old saying that says if you're ever lost, all you've got to do is head downhill until you find a stream, follow the stream until you hit a track, and follow the track until you hit a road. And it's that road that's going to lead you back to civilization. And this is our road, and it's our ticket home.
It may be dangerous, but the only way to the road is straight down.
There's only one thing stopping me from reaching that road, and that's this cliff here and then the river. And I'm kind of hoping this is the last time I'm going to have to use these parachute rigging lines to get me out of trouble. But this is probably about 60 foot, and I'm kind of praying also my rigging lines are going to reach the bottom, but then it's home and dry. I don't know what the braking strains on these parachute lines are, but they held me under my parachute. In my book, this comes into the category of dodgy. And the trick is not to do this too blooming often.
With the end in sight, I can't remember when I've last experienced such a range of emotions. A mixture of exhaustion, hunger and thirst, loneliness and real terror. But most of all, I feel a sense of achievement. I survived the Rockies, a journey I will never forget.
Survival is really about getting the job done, whatever the means, even if it's hitchhiking. When you come across a road, there's only one thing to do. Try and tidy yourself up a bit and plan a lift. Hey buddy, reach out for a lift.